that in some way, shape, or form, there's a more strategic approach to how we try to think about the football, or we manage the football, or we engage the football community, or we help the kids to get to a level which makes them competitive in the globe versus just having this complaints about diaspora taking up most of the places in the team, because the fundamental raw materials that we have in our youngsters, it may be even better than we have overseas, right? If you think about athleticism and physical ability as key criteria for being an athlete, we have abundance of that. The technical aspect of the game, the mental aspect of the game is not being developed the way it should. And that then precludes us from making progress as a society. And what I'm trying to impart to Dennis is, even in leadership capacity, we have carved out a whole section of people who don't live in Jamaica and don't allow them to be part of the process in decision making and affairs of the country. And therefore, what happens is you lose all that ability to leverage that intellectual capital to help you grow, develop, and progress. And I can't understand why people locally don't seem to get this. And as you hear me yesterday, I get very frustrated when I hear a lot of, if you think about football, for example, a lot of footballers talking about, every single time you hear Jamaican football have an ability to talk, they talk about way back when and talk about, we have too much, basically they're saying, which they're not saying explicitly, we have too much foreigners in the team. And then when you look at the players who are local, you realize they're not being developed appropriately and they're just not good enough. No matter what anybody will tell you, they're not at the level they need to be. It's not knocking local players, but they're not, right? And so therefore you can't have this situation where we have kids that have raw material and we're not converting that raw material into something that's very, very productive. It's just counterintuitive and doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not sure why we're having the conversation continuously and we're not seeing changes.